Hey there, so today we have another video. This is a beer and cheese pairing. So working with one of the master cicerones, one of the 17-year-old Brian Reed. We're doing some Zoom classes with some of us certified cicerones, trying to get to advanced level. So he's tutoring us and have some extra cheese, we recommended some cheeses by. We did a little bit of class, thought I'd share it with you. And one of those, we didn't actually do it for the video, but this is in Brewmaster's Table, which is the Bible for food and beer pairing, written by Garrett Oliver, brewmaster at Brooklyn Brewery, and this is one of them. I have a barley wine, as a GABF gold medal winner actually, and I have a blue cheese. So this is Deer Creek Blue Jay, the Blue Jay. So this is Wisconsin quadruple cream blue cheese with juniper berries. So this is specifically one that Ryan Reed recommended, and so it is a funky blue cheese, but as you can see, there's just like chunks of like juniper. And if you don't know juniper, gin. Gin is predominantly flavored, or one of the big notes in gin is juniper. So let's dig into this one. So yeah, blue cheese, funky, salty, complex, sweaty, now like minty, like very sprucey. If you don't like gin, you're not gonna like this. It's got all that sprucey gin flavor to it. Pair that with barley wine, one of the classic pairings. Oh wow, that's fun. So the sweetness matches that kind of like minty blue, sprucey thing, but then the woodsy bitterness comes in, and that's what you get when you do these awesome pairings. Garrett Oliver literally calls it 1 + 1 = 3. So you get these green woodsy, green piney, like spruce thing, right? Pine needles. And then you get forest, because you got this woodsy kind of bitterness here. So it's like green from here, brown from this, as in like brown wood and just like woody character. And then now you're also into forest. There's a little bit of like fun kind of peppery thing that was happening on the back end as well, with that kind of like rich funk and then the booze on the back end. These are two things, the cheese and the beer, that are just like intensity smashing up against each other. The blue cheese is very salty, funky, intense. And the sweetness of this beer helps like tame it. Any of that caramel, kind of like brown sugary, Munich malt, kind of Maillard reaction kind of things helps balance that out. And the other thing is that this this cheese has a lot of lingering character to it. I'm not one to just sit there and eat blue cheese. I love blue cheese for, I guess wings is pretty much the only reason I have blue cheese, but it does have uses, but by itself, it's just very intense. I can't imagine many people just sit there eating blue cheese by itself. But if you pair it with beer, let's go another piece, the smaller one. It's very lingering, lasting flavor. Like for me, it's honestly a little, just too much, right? It's a lot of it's like a salivating amount of salinity. It's like, swallowing like seawater. And boom, any sweetness the beer has helps it. The dryness, the bitterness, the beer comes off a lot less bitter because of the amount of saltiness of this. And then the booze helps dry it out, and then boom, your palate's like almost reset. And if anything, the lingering bitterness here is tampered down. So this beer is actually not as bitter anymore. So now you've washed away everything, a little bit of booze, a little bit of alcohol, boom, you want to go for another bite. And that's a great pairing right there. Great dessert pairing, where you get something that's like, honestly, like pretty bitter and boozy, like in general, I'd say most people call it. And something that's like quite funky and salty, and then you made a dessert right here, right? That's where the fun part, because it's just decadent and it's rich, and not everything decadent has to be sweet, but when you combine the two, it's like, wow, that's really like, it's satiating with how like intense it is, and that's sort of what dessert is, right? It's just intensity, and like you just want to finish the meal with a big punch, right? So great finishing meal dessert kind of pairing. Fantastic. Highly recommend that you get some delicious blue cheese. If you like juniper, if you like gin, check out this Blue Jay from Deer Creek. It's pretty accessible for me. Just went to Whole Foods, and then get yourself a good barley wine. Check it out. Until next time, guys. Cheers. Later.